Kia ora everybody, Chris Farhi here from Bayleys. Welcome to our housing market update for December. Now, if you've been following the market, you'll know that over the past 6 months, there's been an incredible amount of momentum with house price growth pretty regularly above 20% per annum across most parts of New Zealand. Over the past month, we saw a couple of headwinds come through, which took a little bit of buyer activity out of the market. And so we believe that there's 3 key headwinds at the moment. One is interest rate rises, with the Reserve Bank putting a bump on interest rates over the past month or so, and this flowing through to an increase in interest rates at most of the banks. The second is a tightening of lending criteria across most of the banks, which is generally making it a little bit harder for some buyers to borrow money. And the third factor we think is buyers going into a little bit of a relaxed mode as they come up to Christmas, rather than keeping the pressure right up to the last minute. That said though, the market remains incredibly strong with around 8,400 sales during November with a total value of about $9.3 billion. That overall number of sales plus the value of those sales combined with a median sale period of about 29 days means that the market's still incredibly hot. Moving into 2022, if funding remains stricter, then we expect that buyers will become more selective about the assets that they purchase. This means that if you're planning to sell in the new year, you should get early advice from your preferred agent around the steps that you can take to make sure that your property is viewed favourably. Speaking about being viewed favourably, a really exciting sale over the past month was 22 Waitotara Way in Whitianga. This was marketed as a north-facing canal front masterpiece, absolutely stunning 4-bedroom home on a 903 square metre site. Most importantly, it's right on the water and has all the goodies you could want, including a private pontoon. This property was for sale by auction, which led to a fierce auction involving 6 bidders. Ultimately, it sold under the hammer for $6.03 million, which is a suburb record for Whitianga and beats the prior record by nearly $3 million. If you want to learn more about that sale, you can talk to Cherie Henderson or Bev Calder from Bayleys in Whitianga. Going global for a moment, you might be aware that Bayleys has a global partner, Knight Frank. Now, Knight Frank has around 500 offices around the globe and is headquartered out of London. And so our London-based colleagues have recently published a series of comparisons looking at house price growth around the world. This research showed that New Zealand's house price growth was ranked 3rd globally, behind Turkey and South Korea. Interesting fact in there is that of the 56 countries that they monitor, the average global house price growth was 9.4% over the past 12 months. The research also found that house price growth had moderated in a number of countries over the past 3 months, and this included New Zealand, the UK and the USA. Knight Frank also published their Global Cities Index, which compares house price growth across different major cities. This found that Auckland was ranked 24th internationally in terms of house price growth, and Wellington was ranked 36th. Now, the house price growth that we've been seeing in those cities was similar to what's being seen in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Toronto and Vancouver. Now, diving into the New Zealand market, the latest REINZ median house prices showed a New Zealand median house price of $925,000 during November. This can be broken down to $1.3 million in Auckland and $775,000 across the rest of New Zealand, excluding Auckland. Prices across the market are generally up about 25 to 28% over the past 12 months and between 1 and 3% over the past month. To help you visualize those prices, here's a couple of examples that line up with those median house prices. First up, New Zealand's median house price was $925,000. This was shown by 112 Middleton Road in Dunedin. Now, this is a beautifully presented home in a neutral colour palette. This 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on a 500 square metre site sold for $925,000 by Alice Munro at Bayleys Metro in Dunedin. Next up, representing Auckland's median house price of $1.3 million is 16 Penruddock Road in Half Moon Bay. So this is a 1960s brick home with Pakuranga College just at the end of the street. Spec-wise, this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on a 446 square metre site, and it was sold for $1.3 million by Susan and Brett Dyson and Lawrence Liu of Bayleys Howick and Bayleys Papakura. Now, if you're wondering what you could have bought with that $1.3 million outside of Auckland, Snow Williams has the answer with the sale of 185 Punkakawa Bush Road in Punkakawa, which is about 30 minutes drive from Tauranga. Now, this is a 6,400 square metre lifestyle block with about 60 avocado trees on the property, which also create a source of income. The property has a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on it, and it was just sold for $1.3 million by Snow Williams from Bayleys in Tauranga. Now, talking to our rural experts, they're reporting really strong demand for properties with orchards, particularly kiwi fruit orchards. Focusing in on the lifestyle property market, there's a couple of different factors in play here. The first is that having spent a period in lockdown over the past year, a lot of people are starting to think about what they do in the new year, maybe getting a bit more fresh air, and so are hunting out lifestyle properties. The second is that orchard properties can actually benefit from a lot of outsourced operation, so it means that if you do own them, you can generate an income stream without having to get right into the business yourself. And then the third factor is that spring and summer are always a good time to be selling a lifestyle property because they showcase really nicely and buyers who visit benefit from the really lovely weather.